All right, guys, time to round out the show with our Fitz take. And it's a very interesting topic. I know we talked about a lot of football, and we promise you guys that this is not going to be the only sport that we talk about here on this show. But this is pretty interesting. Spring football has always been a chance for fans to get a first glimpse of their teams before the season kicks off. But in 2025, several major programs are shutting it down. From Nebraska's concerns over transfer portal tampering to Texas and Ohio State opting for alternative formats, spring games are disappearing from across college football. Whether it's due to injuries, stadium renovations, or changing priorities, the traditions seem to be evolving. So, Elijah, is this the beginning of the end for spring games as we know them, or is this a temporary shift? What is going to happen with spring football, and do you think that spring games are just overrated?
No, I think spring games are going to be like the Pro Bowl, how we do the NFL. Ole Miss put a blueprint out there last year. When everybody they had the dunks on the sideline, I think it was more of like a flag football game. I want to say it was. Ole Miss put a blueprint out there that I thought a lot of teams will follow. Now, what you said, some people don't want their kids being, notified or having some type of notoriety where they're the backup quarterbacks and they could still transfer and go somewhere else and play. So they want to cancel that. But I get that as well. But at the same time, this is going to suck for the fans. With the fans not getting the best representation of what their team could look like this in that upcoming year. Because again, when you go out there, you want to see, okay, what can we work with, or what am I excited about, or because it's not like they're coming to training camps, it's not like they're coming to practices and saying, oh, look at that. No, they're not doing that. They work 9 to 5 jobs. Like while they're out there practicing, these guys, probably coming home and going to happy hour or still at work. So it's like this is their time to see it. And it's going to suck for them. But to be honest with you, on the other side of it, if you're looking at it as the programs, it's good because you don't want to get anybody hurt. You want to make sure you're rolling in the season fully healthy. You want to make sure that your key guys are well aware of if we go in there with the best amount of health, we have a chance to win what it can be a national championship or let alone a conference championship. So again, spring games, I don't think they're overrated. I think that the young guys should be the ones that just came in and just signed. They should be a chance to go out there and play. But I also think that, Ole Miss set the future up for it. I think there should be some type of I don't like the flag football aspect too much, but I think that that's what it's going to lead towards. I just hope that the fans could still get a chance to see these young guys, because as much as we hype up this transfer portal, recruiting classes, signing day, things of that nature, you want to see those guys in uniform, and you want to see those guys if they play, because you have to give your fans something to believe in, like some type of product to believe in. That's like, a restaurant going out and before they open, they're going to be like, hey, we're having a tasting. Well, here you go. Give it a try. If you just open during that day, and I ain't never had it before, I ain't going to say I'm not going to try it, but I'm going to say skeptical. I'm going to be, because I didn't be like, hey, I didn't try this thing, So that's what it is to me. It's like a restaurant opening up. You want to give it a try. You want to see what's out there. You want to see the product. You want to see the menu. And then after that, when it comes in full opening for the fall for football, you know what to look forward to. So I just say it sucks for the fans, but for the program, I think it helps them being safe.
All right. So for me, when I played at the Division III level, we were not even allowed to be in pads. So we was legitimately out here practicing football in shorts and the jerseys, which to me was very stupid, very dumb. Because we trying to do one-on-one drills, and the D-line trying to work moves, and they trying to bull rush, and bro, you ain't got no helmet on, so now we headbutting each other, people getting concussions. Like, it didn't make sense. But at the actual level, right, Division I, and you're in pads, it is vital. Spring football is vital because, all right, if your season goes, you're not in the national championship, your season ended probably late November, right? You probably had a couple of weeks off or the whole month of December for your, holiday break, your Christmas break. You come back in January and you hit the ground running. Most of the time, you guys are hitting the weights 3 times a week. You're running 2-3 times a week. You're having different drills. You're getting stronger and faster. You're priming yourself up to get ready. And then you have a period, and it's so different because, like in the NFL, you have your voluntary workouts, your mini camp, your OTAs, and all that stuff, and then you have training camp. So it's the only difference is kind of that it's broken up by different breaks, semester breaks, or whatever. So by the time you get to spring football, like that's where you start seeing what you working with. You seeing what you're trying to build towards. Like if you're a team like Ohio State, right? Will Howard's gone. Quinshon Judkins gone. Travion Henderson's gone. You need to be figuring out who finna be throwing this ball to Jeremiah Smith. And what is he going to look like? He might be a 5-star recruit. I'm not sure. I don't keep up with Ohio State like that. But you need to know what you're working with, because now the target is on your back because you're the defending national champions. If you're Texas, you know what you have in Arch Manning. But now you need to see what is he going to look like when he's getting all of the first team reps. Because once you get to fall camp, bro, like fall camp ain't like what it used to be where you getting 2-3 practices in a day or you get camp for a month. Fall camp really like 2 weeks, and you don't get no preseason games. You don't get no scrimmage against another team. You got these practices and you play at the gate. Last week of August, first week of September, you play a game out of the gate. So your preparation, I heard somebody say all the time, like the separation is in the preparation. Like those are the times when you have to prepare at the highest of levels. You have to. You need to know, how is this offensive line going to gel together? All right. If this unit doesn't gel together, I need to find out who's going to be the better left tackle. You got to have position battles. All right. Am I going to be running with a bell cow running back, or am I going to have multiple running backs? Am I going to rotate receivers, or am I going to run out with these 3 guys, and the only time they come out is if they need a drink of water? I need to know if I can go 12 personnel, if I can go with 2 tight ends, if I can go with 3 tight ends, or can I only go with 1? And if I do I get in spread formations? If I'm on defense and I know I run a 4-man front, I need to see, can I go with 4 dudes? Can I rotate those 4 dudes? Can I go with a NASCAR package where it's all defensive ends? Can I go where it's the big guys up front? I need to know what my linebackers are going to look like. What safeties do I have? You have to see all those things, because most spring periods are like here in March, and they run somewhere in most cases as late as maybe like May. Okay. So then after that, you go into the summer. You go to summer workouts. You got June, July, 2 months, summer workouts. You right back at it in August. There is no way that you can go from December to August and not see what these dudes are capable of doing, hitting each other in a live game. Practice is one thing. You have to see it in a game-like setting. You have to see that. And then just like you said, Elijah, for the fans, it gives them something to look forward to. Man, hey, our starting quarterback is good, but man, the backup is even better. So that means either we're going to have a quarterback competition going into fall camp, or that means we set up for a long period of time. The starter going to be fine, and then when he leave, the backup going to roll right in there, and we're going to be good. It gives fans something to look forward to. That way, when you get to the last week of August, first week of September, man, them 100,000 people in the stands, or however many capacity you can get in there, they strong because they believe in what they saw from the spring. They got a chance to get a sample size. And I get it. In this new age of college football, like what Matt Rule said for Nebraska, he don't want his 3rd string quarterback to go out there and throw 3 touchdowns and then he in the portal the next day. I get it. But bro, this is what it is. Like you have your practices and you can simulate it as best you can, but until you get into a true game-like situation where Hey, it's third down, not it's third down period. It's not the 15th period and it's team up. And you, all right, 3rd and 3. Nah, bro, like we need to be on a drive. Your offensive line need to feel a 15-play drive and it's 3rd and 1 and we need this first down. They need to feel that. Because when it happens in the regular season and they've never experienced it, or the only time that they did was in fall camp, how ready are they really going to be? How will they be jailed? And it's just going to give you a better opportunity to cut down on and weed out the whole process once you get to the fall camp. All right, if I got my offensive line decided in the spring, bro, when we come in the fall, install, yeah, we gonna install for y'all freshmen, and we gonna do all of this. But this really finna be, y'all boys know this. Let's roll. Now you can work on other things to get better at. Now you're using your individual period to not install inside zone. You're not trying to show them how they need to do it against a 3-man, 4-man front. You're not trying to install this concept because the receivers already know it. You're not trying to build up a rapport between the quarterbacks and receivers because they've been with each other already and they know what it looks like in a game-like situation. So I think both of us agree equally that spring games are not overrated and they're vital. And I think that taking them away could be detrimental to the college game because, like I said, they don't get a preseason game. It's practice. Game 1. Let's go. Figure it out.
And this is what I think. Let's go. I think how you fix this, low key though, scrimmage. Meaning, not scrimmage at each other. I'm talking about like a practice. LSU and UL go out there and you do that. You go out there, you practice with those guys. A full practice. You go out there, you practice like how the NFL do joint practices. You do that practice and you go through it because at the end of the day, if you're saying that they don't want to hurt each other, or go hurt somebody else. Nah, I'm only playing. But like you go out there and you compete against somebody else, but you implement at a game speed because they got warm up games anyway. Well, LSU really don't have warm up games. Their first game season be like yes, last year it was USC. The year before it was Florida State. You know, they don't really have warm up games. So what I'm saying is basically you have that setting. So and make sure it's in-state teams. Don't go out nowhere. Like, you know, if UNC, University of North Carolina,
go get Charlotte, do, bro, because it's not. I don't think it's enough. And then you're talking about this is no knock to any other teams within the state. Because when I say this, people go, "You don't think they can compete, bro?" It's levels to this stuff. I'm telling you, like you want to get good work in, you want to get quality work in. There is no way that UL played Grambling last season in the opener, and they won 40-10. That's not good work. It's not good work for them because the twos were in by the third quarter. That's not good work. You need something where you can get quality work in to some degree. So I don't know. Maybe you schedule within the conference, right? You go against now. Obviously, that gives you a sneak peek at what you're going to see once you get in the season. But if you go in and you kind of keep it vanilla, you might be all right. But I don't know about the in-state thing. I agree with you that it should be some form of a scrimmage, or because I think every other level, like high school has for us in Louisiana, is jamborees. I don't know if it's called something else in other states, but we have jamborees.
Jamborees.
You know, NFL has preseason games, which they are trying to get rid of those by the year.
Because of the joint practices. So I think but the only reason why I said in-state is because nothing against it with LSU and UL. I just feel that you're not going to see each other in the regular season. You're not, and you know, it'd be a blue moon if you see somebody in the postseason. Those two teams meet in the postseason. So it's just that, you know, that's why I said keep it like that. Plus, on top of that, for me, spring games is more so. I mean, yeah, you want those older, those. That's why I said those guys, you know, the veteran guys to get some work in. But to me, spring games is for like, all right, next year we want to see if who's replacing Will Campbell, if he can hold the UL defensive line, defensive end, and for the vice versa, can Howard Walker, Walker Howard, if he can complete some passes against this LSU secondary. Like, you know, I'll enjoy to see that because I just think that, and it's not a cost. It's 45 minutes up the road, no matter where you go. So it's not a big cost. You're not hosting. If you want to feed these guys, you can. So it's really like, that's why I say like in-state, not too far, 2 schools right here. You give your fans what they need in some type of setting. I think it will be pleasurable for the players, because I feel like most of these guys know each other anyway. Because if some people at LSU transfer to UL,
but I mean, then you look at it that way too. Like, what if you don't have enough Division I teams to get it done? Like, do you like count a FCS school with going against a FBS? Because if that's the case, you have UL, LSU, Tulane. After that is Southeastern, FCS, Northwestern State, FCS, McNeese, FCS. Like,
what about Tech? You could Tech could go to
Tech. You have Tech. I forgot about them.
Tech could go to Tulane, or Tulane could go to Monroe.
Oh, and then you have ULM too.
Yeah, ULM.
Okay, so if that's the case, what is that? ULM, Tulane, Tech, UL, LSU. That's 5. Somebody ain't got a opponent. So now what do? That's where I'm getting it with the in-state thing. Like, I get where you're going at with it, but logistically that might not work out, because then it's a numbers game. Now people are arguing and saying, oh, well, I don't want to have to, like Monroe is saying, well, I don't want to have to travel to Tulane. That's a 6-7 hour trip out of my football budget that I don't really need, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what the solution is, man, but at the end of the day, you got to have them, because you got to see live game action. There's no way to simulate 3rd and 1. You can't. You can do it in practice and say it's 3rd and 1, but there's nothing like it's 3rd and 1, and this is the 8th play of the drive, and you need to stop. Defense, go get it. There's nothing like that. You can't simulate that. You just have to go do it in game situations. Thank you so much for watching this clip of the Fitz Take podcast. Be sure to like this video and also subscribe to the YouTube channel, and also follow me and Elijah on our social media platforms. They will be linked down in the description. And remember, every episode of the Fitz Take podcast will air right here on the YouTube channel every Monday at 2 p.m. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.